All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an early morning edition of Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. I'm Bobtheorc, and today is episode 14 of the Casual American Campaign, Breakfast and Battleships. Yes, we are eating breakfast, and man, I've been so busy lately. I haven't been able to stream as much as I normally want to, and that kind of sucks. I'm sorry about that, but um, that's just life. You just got to do what you got to do, right? So things have been super busy, and hopefully today we can just kind of hang out and relax for a little bit, at least till the phone starts ringing. And to lead off today, we have a tiny jalapeno going and hunting down this light cruiser, hopefully. So let's go take his ass out. So, yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the new MechWarrior 5 expansion. That's been great. And mods are a little glitchy, which kind of sucks, but that happens. Looks like we're going the right way. Well, let's go hunt this guy down. I love these tiny jalapenos. Is this one of the newer ones? Um, I don't remember my technology levels so well because I haven't played the American campaign in a little while. That's okay. We'll just go find the Frenchies. Today's breakfast is steak and spinach. Mostly because that's what I was going to eat for supper last night, and then I fell asleep before I could cook supper. Oh, this guy's he's a little squishy, isn't he? All these 5-inch guns, and his armor's solid all around. And his torpedoes, 1.5 kilometer torpedoes, no problem. Let's try and cut across his front. Hopefully this guy won't try and run away. 19.4 knots, so we're faster than he is, so he can't get away from us easily. I've got more armor. Yeah, I've got more armor. Ooh. He hit me. Let's bring the ship about, get our rear guns going. Oh, I guess the 6-inch gun in the back can fire. There we go. There we go. Let's go get him. It's his accuracy is a little better than mine, isn't it? Now, I want to be careful. I want to stay outside of 5,000 meters if I can. Because then his guns won't penetrate me quite as well. But my guns will penetrate the hell out of him because he doesn't have that much armor. If I could hit him. Good morning to whoever joined us. Thanks for hanging out. Grab you some breakfast and let's go sink some ships. Unless you're in Europe, in which case it's lunchtime. Or I guess it's supper time in Asia. That was a nice hit. Look at that. There we go. Now you're in a little trouble. You're gonna slow down now. Yeah, we're gonna catch you now. Oh, another good hit. Alright, now he's screwed now. Yeah, you're super screwed. There goes torpedo. One of his torpedoes. His damage and stability's got to be pretty high. Yeah, we've maxed out his damage and stability. There's another hit. We're going to slow down a little bit. Round down he goes. Alright. One less French light cruiser. I see another person's joined us. Thank you. Feel free to hang out and chat, like the video. See how's this data copy going. Let me go write a little note real quick. I've been working on this big data copy for the last couple of days, and it is going slower than I would like. $269.52. Alright, so we're just going to let it sit for a little bit. I'll check on it in a couple of minutes. And then I'll poke it again. Alright, so we've got a naval invasion going on somewhere in France. No idea where. And we've got a conquest going on up here, which we are doing good. We'll get him next turn. I don't really know where all my ships are heading to. Oh, we're going to deal with Britain at some point also. They're not... Oh, they like us okay. Everybody likes us except for the French. So, alright. So we're just going to hit the next turn because I don't remember what I was doing anyhow. And we're just going to YOLO it and see what happens. You making any progress, buddy? 269. Nope, we're still stuck at 26952. Alright, let's go sink you guys. Boop. We lost a bunch of transports. That's good. Korea likes us now. Alright. We got Western Denmark. Got Eastern Denmark. Alright, so... So you've got this naval invasion here. We got you guys. That's probably the new one. So we'll sort out Korea later. The ships are just doing ship things. They're gonna kind of do what they're gonna do. So looks like we're just focused on getting France out of here. I don't really want to do anything with England yet. All that's sort of none of my business. Why does it say the Bosphorus? Oh, it's blocked to France. Okay. I'll have you guys just sort of hang out in here. Oh, you're doing quite fine. Let's see what our fleets are doing here. So we're just in the process of just upgrading stuff. That's what it looks like. Alright, let's have... I really want to sort of do something with northern Turkey. I'd like to go take out the Ottomans, but it's probably not in the cards yet. I think next invasion is going to be here in Tonkin. Because this will be done next turn, so I think we're in a good position. I'm actually not going to touch anything. Let's go crank up the technology a little bit. This is all going pretty well. Actually, We need more. We need more money. Let's build a profit. All right, we're just gonna go let it run for another turn, and let's go check this data here real quick. You guys are still hanging out. Alright, let's just see if we'll just poke it a little bit. Go boop you, thank you. We don't really want to deal with that. We got a lot of little guns. And we're not. Alright, so we are doing quite nice. Transport capacity solid. Still taking their time. Alright, let's see what we can still upgrade. Let's get you guys. Now these raiders, I could try to upgrade the raiders. I've got the money to do that. So here, I'm not really ready to start building destroyers. So we just have a lot of just general stuff going on. I could try to upgrade the raiders. These are... What year is this? This is 1904. Let's see what options I have for the raiders. I'm just kind of curious here. Because these are 5-inch guns. These are... Do we have any upgrade? We don't have any upgrades coming to the 5-inch guns coming anytime soon, do we? No, we're already at Mark IIs. Double bottom coming up. So there's not really anything. Let's see what kind of improvements we can make. Probably just leave them alone for now. That's right. We have the Mark II guns now, and then it kind of causes some trouble with the firing arcs. That's a little complication there, isn't it? So we could do a bunch of stuff. I'm not really sure how to... I could try to scooch all this back, but there's not really a lot of scooching to do. That's the problem. Let's say I could scooch you. Well, it won't scooch back any further than it is. I could scooch you back to there. Scooch you to there. Oh, that won't. I could do that. So I could do something like that. So that combines all that together. I got this problem in the back now. So I do something like this, get the Mark II guns, and start upgrading stuff. And we're going to drop the top turret armor, because that's apparently not doing much of anything. And we do some weight offset, kind of like this. If we make the guns longer, they're still good. So we do something like that. I'd love to have an anti-flood system. It's not that. Go capped. This is getting there. It's definitely getting there. We just need to kind of balance the ship a little bit more. There may not be a lot of balancing we can do. Can't really put any secondary guns on here. I mean, this is pretty cramped real estate. This is a front tower 2. I've got a front tower 3, but I don't think a front tower 3 will fit. Oh, well. Rear tower 3, yeah. Angled funnel ultra advanced, ultra enhanced. Yeah, that's as good as we're gonna get there. I don't wanna sacrifice the range, although I might have to actually. I could do something like that. Man, that has such a nice range. I could start dropping. Okay, so I got it perfectly balanced now. Let's cut the range down a little bit. And then we'll just keep increasing the barbette. This isn't awful. It's not awful. I wish it'd go a little faster. I don't think that's in the cards though. But this gives me a lot of what I want. A little more survivability, a little bit punchier. It doesn't really... That doesn't really affect anything. We're going to leave the speed alone. Let's just keep stacking on some armor where we can. Alright, I think this is as good as we can. I think this is as good as we can get it. This isn't bad. 2-month refit. Let's go for it. Good morning to whoever's joining us. Looks like the data's cruising along good again. The range is outstanding. I could have actually gone to natural boilers, probably. What is it, Tiny Dog? Did you just wake up? Do all of those. Boom. Alright, very good. And we're going to go invade somewhere in Asia and try and finish off our removing of France from Asia. So probably Tonkin. That takes care of that. Let's go ahead and have these guys go to Constantinople. And there we go. What is it, Tiny Dog? Good morning. Do you want to go outside? Or you just want to spin in circles? Outside or spin in circles? What are you wanting to do? Spin in circles? Let me see if I can get the dog to go outside. Let's go outside. Come on. Come on, let's go outside. Come on. Out we go. I'm back. I guess she just wanted to go to the kitchen. Alright, let's go sink you guys. Boop. Let's go run you away. What? Whoa. This one's gonna be... probably not too bad. I should be faster. He's gonna be off that way somewhere, so we're just gonna run away and keep eating breakfast. Alright, well... go speed up time a little bit. I've been really happy with these perfectly balanced torpedo boats. These guys have been super effective. Before long, I'm going to have to build proper destroyers, I think. Yeah, we can sell you some of those. I got Cambodia. Alright, not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what we got over here. So we could send you guys back to the Philippines to get kind of dealt with. So, Southeast Asia region is basically taken care of. Everybody likes me except for the French, and we don't care about the French. Or we don't care if they like me because we're busy taking them over. I don't know who I'm going to take care of next. I have a fleet out here. Let's go see what other things we can start fixing up. Alright, so we can get rid of that because we don't have any more of those left. At some point I might look at fixing up the assault ships, but I don't know if that's necessary. We'll have our new 7-inch guns soon, which would be helpful for light cruisers. There's not really like any big discoveries going along, so we're just going to kind of leave it be. So next turn we have to invade something. I'm tempted to get Yemen or Djibouti. I don't have anything in the Arabian... No, I do have stuff in the Arabian Sea. Oh no, I have 18,000 tons in the Arabian Sea, but no capacity there. So maybe I stay out of it. Because the Indian Ocean area is just AIDS and cancer and stuff. I could start just grabbing up some of these islands down here. Or I can start dealing with West Africa. I've got my coast basically secure. You guys... I need to get back to Puerto Rico. These Argentina, all of them, they're all fighting in South America, but it's not my problem. South Pacific. I could start taking these islands in the South Pacific. I've got 8 light cruisers here. I don't know where they're at. Here we go. So the 1903s are the modern light cruisers. So I could just start gobbling up South Pacific islands. It says I have 8. Where are the other 2? Does that count as South Pacific? I guess this does. Alright, so... French Polynesia. Let's send you guys over there. So let's just clean out the Pacific, because that's going to be important later. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. And the French don't really have the means to resist me that much anymore anyway. Boop. There we go. No more transports for you. Don't care about twin torpedoes because I don't use torpedoes that much. Colombia. Oh! Uh-oh! Colombia's doing bad thing. Sure, let's do bad thing to Colombia. Alright. So it's down here, 13,000 tons. Now I don't know why it says I have. Oh, because that's still commissioning. Oh, okay. Let's see. Yeah, because I could refit those guys, but I probably need to take over Colombia. Because I don't have any... Oh, I've got a whole bunch of stuff in Western South America. Where are we... Where are you guys at? Oh, I've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Alright, well... I need 13,000 tons. Welp. I've got 100,000 tons here, so let's go and we'll send 30,000 tons. Send 8 of them. And I don't need any torpedo boats because we're not going to be chasing stuff. There we go. So that'll take care of that. And then we can fix up these tiny jalapenos because we don't want them to be sad. And I think we're going to get French Polynesia. Or New Caledonia. But I don't know what New Caledonia's worth. Worth a lot, actually. Let's get New Caledonia. That will take care of that. I'm not really getting that much extra research benefit out of it. And keep it 70%. Let's just keep building up the money. Alright, so that... Oh, the Brits are taking the Ottomans. Right on. I fully support that, except you don't have enough people there to do it. But, you know, whatever. Who's allied with the Ottomans? Nobody is. Alright, well, not my problem. Time to poke the data some more. See if that will. That will work. All right. Let's go sink you. Boop. Double bottom hull. Very nice. 13-inch guns. Alright, got Tonkin. Alright, so we have basically solidified Asia. You're an unhappy torpedo boat. I don't really know what I want to do with all these ships over here. I could have him hang out until the next big fight starts. Or I could send one of these fleets. There's a light cruiser. Let's go intercept him. Alright. So, as far as upgrading our stuff goes, we could start upgrading assault ships. which I don't know if there's... It's not going to really matter too much for me. 4 spoilers in a few more months. Got better armor coming up. If I were to look at my assault ships, are these the newest ones? I don't actually have that many. I never built that many assault ships. That's right, because I didn't do the cheesy start. So this would cause a lot of problems here. I'd have to get rid of you. These things have awful... So these things are just awful. I mean, I can't put anything big. It just wouldn't fit. So I mean, 9-inch guns is all I can do. I'm going to leave the assault ships alone for a while. I'll do a big upgrade later. Because it's just not... Unless I can put like a big barbette on, there's not a whole lot I can do to make... I can do 10-inch there. Well, let's see. Can I do a 13? If I take those off... No, that's not going to work. 12. No. 11. I can do an 11. That's weird. I could do a 10. It's not worth it. I'll figure out what to do with those later. Alright, we're a long ways away from Dreadnoughts. We got destroyers in 2 more months. They won't be good destroyers, but they'll be okay destroyers. Maybe we just wait on that. We've got 4 spoilers. We do something like that. Have destroyers in 2 months. I'd like to get the Krupp armor, but at some point we need to get we'll just see how this goes. So we don't have any invasions that we're doing this turn. I could start building more. I've got a bunch of tiny jalapenos. These are solid ships. I mean, they're kind of dumb, but 9,000-ton cruisers. They're really the best I've got. I can make more of these freedom ships. 16,000-ton battleship. Do I need more battleships? I mean, at some point I'll probably need something bigger. So that's the freedom ship one right there. This is battleship 2. Let's go double check the freedoms. Yeah, they're using a battleship 1 hull. Yeah. I could try a Battleship 2 design, see if there's anything interesting I want to build out of that. Let's go see what we can do here. We have all this port capacity. So we can make these up to 18,000 tons, those up to 16,000. It's not like I'm going to run into a maximum capacity. 17.5 knots, 18 knots. So these are faster, actually. Those are more stable, less floaty, more resistance, though. And they turn better. Let's just sort of explore our options here. So we do something like that. Large cage. Oh, we could put the large cage mast inside. Ooh. Let's see here. What's the accuracy? Is 1.5. These have a better accuracy. So you can do something like that. These are 6.5. You don't actually get that much of a benefit out of them. 18.5 knots. And do something like that. I still can't get these barbettes that I actually want, which is really sad. You got the Mark II 13s. Oh, that's interesting. This is going to have weird... That's going to have some weird stuff going on. Let's go make this big. So yeah, so I have really serious restrictions because of these fucking things right there. But what I could do it's not really enough for me to put two of the... I could. It's going to have some really serious restrictions. Almost be better for me to if I go something like that. Will 9s fit on here? No, they won't. So I do a bunch of like 7-inch guns. So this thing's actually going to be a little problematic. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. If I were to... I need to put something up front. And do something like that. Go 7.9s, because I want to make these as big as possible. And then I can't put it, and then it won't let me put you up here, huh? Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? What the fuck? Look at that. That's pretty crazy. Alright, so we go move you up. And I think I need a... because that's just... this is just blocking everything. That's super inconvenient. But, oh my god, that secondary battery. Holy crap. So... let's just ignore that for now. We'll stick you there. And then... that's gonna bump into stuff. So that can shoot over it. I think what we're gonna do instead is tall barbette for small guns. Only 19 tons. That lets you shoot over everything. And that lets you shoot over everything. It's 3-inch. Do 4-inch. Can I do 5-inch on there? No, so we could do... Four-inch guns. That's kind of... That's kind of crazy. Let's take all the top armor off. I don't know what this is. This is kind of a lunatic asylum. There's 7.9s. Oh, I don't want the 6 inches. Pretty crazy. I probably ought to do 2.9s on there, but I got 3 inches in here. No. So 4 inches are the smallest I can put in here. Interesting. Let's go drop that down. So we do something like that. I mean, this thing's just so brimming with guns. This is kind of insane. Definitely a very American ship. We scooch you back a little bit. No, not really. I mean, I could save probably quite a bit of weight by... Oh, can I put you there? Oh, that's interesting. That's super interesting. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I don't know quite how to... We could probably take off the torpedo protection. I'll save a little bit. I could narrow the beam, but that's not really going to save any. Let's just leave that how it is. We'll cut the range down. have a lot of problems weight distribution wise, but we'll figure that out. I don't even know why I'm building this. There's definitely a Second Amendment ship. Put a 3-inch gun here. I think we're just going to leave these as is for shooting at small things. And we just drop the range down a little bit more. Alright, so we got that. That perfectly balances it. Holy crap. It's going to be so difficult to balance out. Ten inches of armor, really not that much. Because like these 13-inch guns will punch through 10 inches of armor with high explosives. So we do something like that. Oh, you know what we can do? We put on a couple of guns to stabilize it. There we go, right like that. Right like that. We're going to really take advantage of this. Of that bug. There we go, perfect. This thing just has so many guns. I love it. 6 dual 7.9-inch guns. This thing's going to be pretty nasty. All right, so can we squeeze on a little bit more armor pretty plex? I mean, I might even be able to stick on so I could put on something like that. Let me drop that down a little bit. Do something like that. I don't know how well this will deal with battleships. I've got the big honking gun, so it should be fine. I think it's pretty good. For a first iteration, yeah. And there's a Second Amendment because it has all the guns on it. It'll take a while to build. Alright, so I built 10 of these. I don't know what I'll do with 10 of these, but it'll be awesome. Alright, there we go. Are we over tonnage? Hit it on the nose. Alright. I don't know where I want to put them. Because future enemies are going to be probably England or Japan. With England being the scariest. Germany and Japan not so much. I could put 5 in the East Coast. And 5 in the Philippines. I think that's what we're gonna do. Or we could name each of these after an amendment of the Constitution. Make it First Amendment, Second Amendment, Third Amendment. I think that might be kind of cute. I think we're going to do that. Third Amendment. Fourth Amendment. Fifth Amendment. That's the one that makes you don't have to talk to cops. Sixth Amendment. I don't remember what the sixth is. Seventh Amendment. Eighth Amendment. Should probably have a little constitutional lesson. First through fifth are the really important ones. I'm going to put these guys in New York. And these guys are going to be in Manila. Alright, so we got that. That's not bad. I'll be ready in 17 months. I'm going to stretch my legs for a minute, take a quick break, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm almost back. Four, 7, 8, 6, 6. That is taking a little longer than I'd like to. Let's uncheck that. see if this will go a little faster. Alright. Yeah, this thing's being a real pain in the butt. Alright, what do we got? Let's go ahead and... There'll be another turn to get there. And this right here, that's going really well. So, alright. Boop. And, oh look, we found a light cruiser. Let's go take you out. 19.8. 18.5. Alright, let's get all of you guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's have you retreat. Have these patrol ships detach. And we're going to have you scout for the battleships. Alright, here we go. Let's go find this guy. What time is it? 6:30? I got some time still. Although I do have a really busy day today, so I can't play too long. I really love these little tiny American battleships. You're gonna have a bad day. It was one of those like thin armored. Yeah. This isn't gonna go very well for you, buddy. Nope. Not after you have a hole punched in you like that and get your engine damaged. Sucks to run to the whole fleet, doesn't it? Yeah, he's done. He's screwed. Ooh. A big hit. Alright, there we go. Problem solved. And we can slay some torpedo boats. Alright. Let's go check out a couple things. So first off, my transport's doing great. Research doing great. One more turn to get there. Alright, fine. It's too much like a fair fight. I don't know if I really want to do that. I mean, I could probably take it. Yeah, we could probably do it. Let's go try it. I forgot to check if this is one of my new raiders or one of the old ones. This is a new raider. Let's see how you guys do. Off that way, huh? Alright, let's go see how this works out. Poke something real quick. Give me just a moment. Alright, here we go. Still roughly in this direction. These are unarmed transports. Zip around this way and be a little sneaky. There we go. I mean, I'm not all that tough either, but I'm tougher than you. Ooh, flash fire. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, Muffin, look at that. Oh, another one blew up. Oh. Oh, the turrets are flying off. Oh, my goodness. Oh, the calamity. Oh. Get wrecked, buddy. Get wrecked. Oh. All your ammo cooked off. That's bad for you. You're just not wanting to sink, are you? We'll go run. The transport should be somewhere off that way. Alright, so... Yep, there they are. There's the... Yeah, you're kind of beat up. Y'all better get off those boats. We'll rescue you. Or we can just blast you to pieces. It'd be nice if I could capture enemy transport ships. Oh, there we go. Well, these new raiders are good at doing what they're made to do. Lost 3 guys, not bad. Alright. I could probably take this guy out also. This is one of the 19... Yeah, let's just try it. I can probably do it. Alright, so... Yep, opposite of the retreat direction is where I'm going. There you are. Hello there. How skilled are you? You are cadets. Well, that sucks. We're going to try and keep our distance. 'Cause I should be better shots than you. Ow. Maybe I'm not better shots than you. I need to get some hits. 8%, 12%. There we go. And now your torpedoes are 1.5 kilometers, right? Yeah. So this one's going to be kind of a slugfest, unfortunately. Let's go follow him. What I'd kind of like to do is I'd like to cross behind, because I'm faster than you. You're only going 17 knots. We're going to go cross behind you and try and minimize how many guns you can put on me and keep some sort of an angle going. Definitely hit. Oh, there's the flash fire. There goes all your ammo. Oh yeah. You do not have. That was bad for you. That wasn't as good of a fight as the last one. That's all right. Alright, so is this a naval invasion turn? It is. We want to get French Polynesia this time. So you can't do much about that. And this conquest, or this invasion, still going well. You know, one more turn to get there. Alright, one more turn and then we'll go adjust our tech priorities. And I will probably start wrapping it up pretty soon. Oh! Because I got a couple things I want to get done before the phone starts ringing. I just finished my breakfast. Looks like we'll have a few fights. That'll be nice. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with these with the little Raider upgrades. It's working out pretty good. Oh, look at that. The Adventurer. He's kind of quick against my tiny jalapenos. Let's see if he wants to come out and play. Or if he's going to run away. Because if he runs away, I can't do anything about it. I could probably just auto-resolve it, but my guess is he's going to try and attack me. Because the AI... They made a change to the AI a while back where they made the ships not run away so much, where they still try to fight it out. Because it used to be, if it was unfavorable, they'd just run. You'd have to catch them and chase them. It was a real pain in the ass. Which, honestly, I almost kind of preferred it because it was more realistic. But, we'll see. Look how deep the draft is on this ship. I guess it's the water line right here. Alright, Mr. Torpedo Boat. I don't know what your range is. Let's see what... 1 kilometer. So... Yeah, you're in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, he should have just run away. There's the flash fire. Yeah. There goes all your ammo. Dead in the water. That was anticlimactic, wasn't it? This is gonna suck to be you, huh? You're green, and I've got... they're cadets, but there's 3 of them. Alright, let's go get some experience points. Alright, so... straight on ahead. Oh yeah, these patrol ships are gonna... just gonna munch them. Mark IIs. These are good, solid ships. And with the cage mass, they're gonna have really good spotting too. I really like the American semi-armored cruisers. You're one of those not a whole lot of armor ships. Yep. Let's go get you. But you're faster than me, so let's go kind of turn and match them a little bit. We are not very turny. Hey Beetle, how are you doing?
Oh my goodness.
I know, I live, I exist.
Yeah, you've been on a week-long work vacation.
Yeah, I've been. Well, I was doing some mech 5 previously, and then I've just been slammed with work. I've got this big corporate project I'm working on, and it's how I make my money, so I got to do it.
Oh yeah, I bet it's very involved.
It's
especially with your brain.
Well, it's the technology side of things is not hard. The hard part's always the customer. So what happens is you've got a customer we've been dealing with for a long time, and they're starting to grow. And so the hardest time for any business is when you're transitioning from a small mom and pop business to a small enterprise. Because at some point, so like right now, like with you and your bug business, you can just keep track of everything in your head or on a pencil and paper, right?
Paper.
But once you start dealing with more employees, and there's a certain point where you have to put some serious management infrastructure just to keep everything organized, right? So that's when you transition to a small business like what I've got. But then there's another stage going from small business to small enterprise where you have to make another jump in infrastructure technology just to keep everybody coordinated, because now you're dealing with bottlenecks and
logins and passwords.
Well, you deal with that on the small business side also, but there's a certain jump where things start growing
next level
to where you need to level up again. And so this customer, so I've got this customer. They're going to need to level up sometime within the next 2 years.
Oh.
And so I'm trying to get them kind of planned out, and there's a lot of like advertised solutions out there designed for small businesses, like Dropbox, for example. If you're like, oh, use Dropbox and you can share your stuff around. Well, it's great if it's like you want to share between your computer and your laptop, but once you're dealing with 40, 50 employees and terabytes of data and collaborative projects and all that, now you're starting to need an enterprise solution. And now you're looking at, instead of $10 a month, you might be looking at $10,000. And so so it's like one of the things I tell small businesses is that 10 employees or less is really cheap. The 11th employee has a big jump in cost. And then once you start growing beyond that, to where you start getting in the 25, 30, 40 employees, at some point you reach another big jump in cost.
Oh, man.
And because everything gets more complicated, you start dealing with more bottlenecks and everybody working at the same time and needing exponentially more storage and processing power. But also the licensing model, a lot of these software companies, they make their money on the enterprise solutions. So like, why does HP sell a $25,000 server but a $500 piece of shit desktop? Their business model is to sell their big $25,000 servers, and they get you hooked by buying their $500 piece of shit desktops. So, so a lot of these companies will have free or super cheap, like the Hamachi VPN is free for up to 5 users, and it's great for up to 5 users.
It's free, everybody can try it, and then
right,
want to go further.
Right, because it's advertising.
They start making some real money.
Right, but then once you start getting above 5 users, then you start having to pay, and then once you get above, so a lot of these enterprise solutions are designed for 100-person companies or bigger. And so there's that point where once you start getting around the 50 to 100 employees, that's your next level up stage, and it's a big jump in technology and jump in cost. And explaining that to people is hard, because they're like, how come adding one more employee makes everything cost 10 times more? Well, because you crossed their licensing threshold, and now you're...
Well, let me explain this thing that you haven't heard of till now, and believe me.
Right, and so it's hard because all of the, so all the business owners will have their friend's kid who knows about technology, and they understand things on the consumer level, or they might know things on the small business level. Now, I personally prefer small business consulting over enterprise consulting. Small business is so much easier. You don't deal with corporate politics. You can just sit down with the owner over lunch and just hash it out. It's nice and easy. I love small business.
Wow.
But
yeah, so that gives me a lot of food for thought for my future.
Yeah.
Like 10 or less. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, because
does that count?
Because when it comes to because when it comes to networking, if you're using 10 or fewer, if you've got 10 or fewer employees, you can just get away with like Windows Pro because you've got 10 or fewer logins, and you can have, instead of spending thousands of dollars on server software or going with a Linux solution, you can just use a Windows 10 server, a Windows 10 Pro server, or load Windows 10 Pro on your computer, and use right. You've got low cost options. And Microsoft lets you do that. The moment you want more than 10 concurrent logins, now you need to jump to Windows Server, and that's like an extra $1,000 for the operating system, and a jump in complexity. And then you start getting into all these collaborative software platforms and whatnot. So, like, if it's a small number of people, you've got enough bandwidth, you can just share it on a local internet connection, a regular internet connection, host it out at your house or whatever, and you can have just a few people logging in. But there comes a certain point where now it's too big for a single server. Now you need to start dealing with like clustered technologies and larger shared environments and database software and
interface them together.
Right, and so you start having jumps in complexity. Yeah. First at about 10 employees, 5 to 10 employees is where you need to start. When it was just me and a couple of friends, we could just use cell phones and a piece of paper and keep track of our projects. But then once I started growing, I needed a database, and I needed to keep, because now we're dealing with 100 projects at any given time, right? And I've got a separate set of software that we wrote for keeping track of my corporate clients, because those projects are more complex and involve a lot of subcontractors and a lot of stages, where if it's Mike building you a gaming computer, I can use really simple software that's like, hey, we need to order the parts, the guy paid, Mike's building, it's on his desk, it's done, test it, out the door. If I'm dealing with one of my consulting projects, we're doing this project, this building, and we've got all these different vendors and all these different subcontractors, and my piece of it is doing this consulting, and his piece is that. I've got to keep track of, several different teams. Now you're starting to get a lot more complicated.
Multitasking.
Right, and then you jump even bigger to where now you've got like a bigger business where they have different departments, and each department's doing different things, and so there's different communication levels. It's like in the military, you've got a squad, or like a small unit squad is basically the size of what one person can yell orders to each other, and they're all within shouting distance. And then you've got like a company where it's a large enough, it's still small enough that the commander knows the name of everybody in his company, about 100 people, let's say. But then he has to rely on sergeants and lieutenants or whatever to go and issue orders to the different.
Then you get into 100,000.
And then you start getting into army, right? But once you start getting bigger than what one person can remember everybody's name, now you just need to start adding administrative layers, right? And so that's what it is in business too. You just start adding administrative layers. So
well, it sounds like you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, so this is why I prefer the small business stuff, because it's the simplest and I don't have to work that hard. But enterprise consulting is more profitable. And it's and it's fun, it's challenging. Just the politics is a real pain in the ass, because then because there's always somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're doing that is really important, and you've got to educate them, and then that person,
get them up to speed.
Right, and then that person who doesn't know what they're doing, they may have competing staff or competing people who want to help their buddy, or you start getting into different politics where you start getting people trying to backstab you and do a lot of, because they're looking out for themselves and not. Well, no, because as you add more people, the likelihood of someone having bad intentions or having ulterior motive starts to increase, and so you've got to. So the art is kind of getting everybody all on board. So like one of the things that I'm doing right now is I want to, I need to educate everybody who has a role in the decision making, make sure they all understand where I'm coming from, and then once we're all kind of roughly on the same page, then I'll make the proposal. But I also have to figure out what their budget's like, because I don't want to propose something that's out of their budget.
Why am I spending this much on what again?
Right, well, because most of the time when people are growing, they don't understand where that jump in cost is. Yeah. One of the reasons I've kept my business, my personal business at the size that it's at, is that I don't want to jump, and I rely a lot on subcontractors, is I don't want to personally have to deal with that jump in complexity. Like my dad's friend Terry, he's got a company that's worth probably $100 million. He's got probably 100, 200 employees. He's got just a immensely complicated business, and he doesn't get a day off, even though he's got staff. He and his brother take turns running everything. So
sometimes that's what keeps people going, though. Some people have that. I don't know.
Right, but it just gets a lot. Yeah. But it's a lot more effort, right? So there's a sweet spot in business where the small buy yourself hobby business, where kind of like what you're doing, where it's not a lot of effort, it's a lot of fun. And then the next sweet spot is kind of where I'm at, kind of a small business where I've got enough employees that are autonomous that if I want to take the day off, or if I want to go on vacation, I can, as long as I'm on top of my work. But then if I grow, then it's going to be me busting my ass until I get to an enterprise level where I've got a management team that we can coordinate. So there's, so it's and the reason most businesses fail is because they're growing linearly, but they don't realize that once they hit a certain point, they have to make a big leap. And so they don't stock up the resources, and they're not ready to make that big leap. And in the case of this company that I'm working with right now, they're doing great. They're doing really great. They've got a great business model. They've got great people. The owner's the owner's great with money, but he doesn't understand technology, right? Which is what I'm for. And then they've got good people who understand the process and the production. And one of my buddies, a mentor of mine, he said that all businesses come down to people, product, and process. You have to have good people, otherwise you're screwed. You have to have good product, otherwise nobody's going to give you money. But then you have to have a good process to keep everything flowing properly, otherwise you can't. Otherwise you'll go out of business. And so, and the technology is part of developing the efficient process, because you've got essentially two business models, right? You've got the American business model, which is to be super efficient, use technology and machinery and innovation to be super efficient, and then you've got the medieval business model of just throw a bunch of slaves at it. Well, no, I mean that's why the North won against the South. We had, because we had a modern industrial process. That's why third world countries have.
their entire industrial process was because they were a bunch of people were in charge, and they made all of their instead of innovating, making better technology, they use human labor.
Right. And the thing is, it's not, and like in a lot of the African countries, a lot of the Asian stuff, before China started modernizing, the reason they never broke out of poverty is, you've got these technology can be a force multiplier where, I can, by using proper technology, I can get the work done of 10 people. Or 5 people, right?
If you have a machine that does the work of, like, say, 100 people, like that, exponentially.
Right.
From what I know, the North had all the industrial capacity because they invested into it, because they
and the South was still on a more medieval thing.
And so when the South needed industrial capacity to produce materials and supplies, they didn't really have
now take that to the next level. So like right now, the reason everybody's investing in AI technology, for example. So like I'm doing some research and I don't have time to browse through 1,000 web pages, so I can ask the AI, "Hey Grok, go look at these things," and Grok will scan through the 1,000 web pages and say, "This is on average what I'm fighting. Here's a summary. Here's the references," and then I can go look at the reference websites in detail. To now where people get in trouble is they'll rely on the AI to do all the thinking for them, and then they fuck up. But
the next level is where you can clone your personality, thoughts, and
well, we're not there yet, and that might not happen. But just
40 years from now.
But just like look at Google. When I was a kid, if I needed to go learn something or find something out, I had to go to the library, and it'd be an all-day affair to go find the piece of information I was looking for to write my book report or to, research how to do something. Now,
that was the old way of doing things.
Right. So then once Google happened, once search engines, the internet, you spend 10 minutes searching stuff out on the internet and an hour reading and you're done. And so you're suddenly 100 times more productive. So that's really what technology is. But
force multiplier.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to be on probably later tonight. I've got a whole bunch of stuff I got to get finished up.
Sick, dude. Thanks for letting me know.
No, that's no problem. I might also pass out. So
from your knowledge, I definitely. So from my angle of what you're talking about is something I've currently learned recently is my capacity. Like how many bugs can I grow, but not necessarily that. How many bugs can I handle growing in my home?
Right. Before you have to get a separate building or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and this is what I was talking about, scale. There's a certain scale where you can do it out of your house, and then once you're big enough that you have to get a separate office, that's going to be a tremendous cost increase. And so, you may decide just keep it out of your house and save up the money until you're ready to make that quantum leap. Because unless you're ready to go big, it's not.
And that's the difference between making $2,000 a month and $10,000 a month. Once I get up to that $5,000 a month, I'll be able to save for 6 months and then upgrade myself.
Right, exactly. You'll have some options.
Because when I first started selling fruit flies, I was making $20 a week, and I was like, okay, cool. A couple weeks later, $50, and I was like, okay. A couple weeks later, it was $100. I'm like, whoa! And then so I got up to $250 a week selling fruit flies, and I was like, fuck, dude, I could do something.
Yeah,
it's nuts. But yeah, no, I appreciate your knowledge and you taking the time to share it to me. I definitely
that's no problem. I mean, that's
logging away the input.
I'm always happy to help people out, and
it makes me have new ideas, new thought patterns with your input.
Now here's the big key. Okay, here's the big takeaway. What I'm doing with my business and my knowledge will be relevant but slightly different than what you're doing. Hey JP, good morning.
Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
Oh,
so
great.
That's okay. I'm giving everybody the education. So the secret is to take what you learn from me, but then also be mindful that your situation is going to be different. So you've got to adapt it to what you're doing. And,
oh my God.
And so it won't be exact. And then you just got to try it out and always allocate. Make sure you got about 2 or 3 times as much money as you think you're going to need, because something's going to get fucked up. Something always goes wrong.
Refund an order, this or that.
Yeah. So here's the other secret. You don't have to plan for every contingency. So when I'm traveling abroad, I'll take a couple $1,000s extra with me. enough for a plane ticket home, let's say, in case something goes wrong.
No,
I don't know what's going to go wrong. I don't have to plan for every little contingency. Oh my God, I need an extra pair of underwear. I forgot my toothbrush or whatever, right? But if you got a couple $1,000s when you travel overseas, I know that if something goes wrong, I can just go to a store, buy whatever I need, or in worst case, buy a plane ticket home, and I'm okay, right? So as long as you allocate the resources, because you get people who spend years planning every little contingency and waste all this time, just have a general idea, right? For nothing to happen. So just plan on. So for example, in this naval game, I don't have to plan for every enemy troop movement. I can just keep some ships in reserve somewhere, and then if the enemy does something I didn't expect, I've got a small reserve of ships that I can send to go deal with it. And so you can just be a little flexible that way. And it's the same in business. Just build up a war chest of extra money, and then when something goes wrong, like you forget to bring your bugs in from the rain, you've got the money to go and buy new bugs or deal with it. And that's kind of all it is.
Oh, that was just a rough patch in my life.
But rough patches always...
That's not a normal occurrence. That's like a...
Right. But rough patches always happen.
It's accident.
Yeah, rough patch...
accident, I swear.
Rough patches will always happen. At some point I need to go invade Croatia. I really want to take Croatia. But I need 400,000 tons for that. That's not going to be this game.
But yeah, awesome. I look forward to seeing you later tonight and having fun playing whatever you play. But I gotta jam out and do some stuff. My day just started. So.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna go and start getting my day going. I want to have a little bit of time to exercise before the phone starts ringing.
Oh yeah, you're ahead of me in the future.
That's right. I live in the future. Not as future as Maddie does, but yeah, that's why today's episode was breakfast and battleships. So I made some breakfast. I was just eating breakfast while streaming a little bit. And
brought to you by eggs, bacon, and battleships.
Yes, right. Actually, today was some steak and spinach. I was gonna make this for last night for supper, and then I just fell asleep while copying data, and so.
Was it like raw spinach or was it like sautéed?
No, I cooked it. I mean, I steamed it in butter. It was really good.
Now I got the full picture.
Yeah. I had some stew meat, some chopped up steak, and so instead of putting it in a stew, I grilled it. It was really good, crispy on the outside and just kind of nice and soft on the inside. Mixed it with some mixed it with some spinach with a lot of butter. That was going to be my supper, but now it's my breakfast instead. Because you can eat steak for breakfast. Steak's a great breakfast. So, and maybe I'll have bacon and eggs for lunch.
Ooh.
I know, right? Good. Living at large.
I'm on this new diet thing where I have peanut butter jelly for lunch and yogurt.
Why peanut butter and jelly?
I have my protein in the morning and then I have my carbs for dinner and protein and vegetables.
I don't do a lot of carbs.
Fruits and nuts for lunch. It's like a light pick me up energy boost.
Right.
Like a heavy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of carbs. Usually I don't eat breakfast. I mean, I'll eat kind of a late breakfast. It's just I didn't eat yesterday because I was so busy that because yesterday started at 2:30 in the morning. I had a early morning phone call. Well, I had to have a conference call. I had to have a video call with a software vendor in Germany, and we do a lot of Nextcloud stuff. I love Nextcloud. It's they're out of Berlin. And they're really good storage solution, I think, and they're very scalable. And Egypt got Madagascar. I want Madagascar. I'll take it from you later. So anyway, it was just a just sort of a productive day. I got an awful lot done, but it was just super early.
Yeah, a long and productive day.
Yeah.
Croatia. I did so much.
Croatia only need 247,000 tons to invade. How much do I have here? I've got 91,000 here. Got 25 there. I'm
gonna go hit the barista stand. Have a good day, man. See you however many hours from now.
All right, I will catch you later.
Good luck.
All right, bye-bye. I bet I actually could invade Croatia. I bet I could. But first I gotta figure out, I've got 40,000 tons over, so we're doing some repairs. So let's go suspend... Oh, I've got some tiny jalapenos that I was building that I forgot about. I ought to probably get those guys taken care of, too. So I've got these assault ships here. I could probably take Croatia. Because France has a 1% army logistics. I mean, Morocco's independent. That's interesting. I might try it. I'll have to get all my... Oh, I've got another 13 battle... Oh, fuck it, I've got it. Yeah, we're going for it. We're going for it. Oh, yeah, let's go! Let's go! Where are you at? Croatia! Let's go! Alright. And all these assault ships and... Actually, we're gonna do it this way. Let's... So the freedom ships... We don't want the assault. We're going to do that. So we're going to put you guys up there. And have you guys go into there. And that should be enough to get the job done. If I have to, I've got a few guys here. Did I finish taking this over? I did. Alright, so you guys can come back. I can go back to Pago Pago, or I can go back to Pearl Harbor. There's not really a lot in Pearl Harbor, unless I'm going after... Let's go back to Pago Pago. And that's going perfect. Alright. Looking good. Looking good. That's still copying properly. Run you away. going to do that right now. Oh, look at that. The army's doing something. Alright, outstanding. Alright, so here's where I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go get some work done, and because I want to try and work out before I start my day, even though I've been actually working for a while already with this data. So short stream today, but I will be back hopefully tonight if I'm not super exhausted, so we'll see. Let's go and resume. Resume that. Oh, I can do a little bit more. 194. So we'll go resume some of these tiny jalapenos. Alright, there we go. So we can do that. Perfect. Wow, we're within, what, 69 tons. Awesome. We've got some money together now, so we can start jacking this up a bit. Alright, so I'm going to call it a day, or end the stream. I'm going to go and get my day going. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.